Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, and passionate digital marketers, welcome to the Digital Advertising Workshop hosted by the Digital Academy at Prince Sultan University. Today, we have the privilege of hearing from 4 distinguished experts who are at the forefront of the digital advertising industry. Together, these experts will shed light on the latest trends and strategies in digital advertising, providing us with valuable insights that will help us navigate the ever-evolving digital landscape. Please join me in welcoming our esteemed guest speakers. First, we have Mr. Rami Riyad, the VP of Organization Development and Marketing Communications for the MENAT region. With over 26 years of experience and more than 22 years of entrepreneurial experience, Mr. Rami's insights into market research and e-commerce are unparalleled. Let's extend a warm welcome as he joins us today.
Thank you very much. It's nice to have you all here. It's a pleasure, actually. I see a lot of hungry and eager faces. I'm happy to be here with you all. I don't think I need it. I have a very loud voice. Being Egyptian, we're very loud. It's good to see everyone here. Again, welcome and nice to have you. We'll kick off our sessions. Let me first introduce my colleague. He's the Spotify lead and manager for the MENA region, Mr. George Rahmi. Please join us.
Hello, everyone. Well, a little bit of background about myself. My name is George, as Rami said. Thank you for the introduction. I flew all the way from Dubai to be here with you today. Super excited to see a lot of faces that will soon be doing something that we're actually doing right now. So I hope in the presentation and the slides to come, we might be able to give you some insights on where you want to be in the digital or the marketing ecosystem. Should we go and introduce the rest, or? Perfect. So we have also with us Rawi Malak, who's the client partner lead commercial in ALEPH Group, who's going to be also taking you through some interesting insights and around the digital landscape. And Muhammad Hambash, our superstar in Saudi Arabia, who's going to take you through a couple of slides, creative slides. So without further ado, we're going to start our agenda for today. We're going to start by telling you who we are, what we actually do at ALEPH. If my voice is loud, please let me know, because I can't hear it because of the microphone. We're going to give you also a quick overview of ALEPH MENAT, so in MENA and Turkey. We're going to have a quick digital advertising crash course where we're going to take you through the advertising landscape and include some cool videos. We're going to go then beyond the banner and explore some digital advertising creative ad formats. And lastly, I'm going to give the mic to Rami to take you through an intro of digital ad expert. So who we are. How did we come to be the global enabler of advertising today as ALEPH Group? So if you take a look below at the different logos, you see different logos of companies that used to work separately like 2 or 3 years back. So every company used to do the same, but in different parts of the world. So Connect Ads used to handle media in MENA region, Ad Dynamo in South Africa and Sub-Saharan Desert, IMS in Latin America, HET Pool in Eastern Europe. So our CEO and founder, Gaston Taratuta, came with an idea on why don't we club all those companies into one big global player, which is ALEPH Group. And this is how ALEPH came to be. Today, we're the biggest media representation, the digital media representation in the world. We serve more than 22,000 advertisers across more than 45 platforms, reaching more than 3 billion consumers worldwide. A deep dive of our number, we're spanning more than 130 countries. We have more than 1,700 employees. We operate in 67 offices around the world. We pay, invoice, bill in 49 currencies across the globe. We serve more than 22,000 advertisers and work with agencies as well. And we represent, we're the media representation of more than 45 global platforms. But we like to think of ourselves more than just a media representation. We're actually partners to those platforms. So we consider the platform that we represent really partners because we have solid relationship with them. So we represent X, Google, TikTok, Spotify, and many other global platforms. Here in the MENAT region, we have 9 offices. We work with local and export business. We onboard and work with 3,300 brands on an annual basis. And those brands could be either performance advertisers, so lower funnel, or branding advertisers, upper funnel. So we have cross-funnel solutions for every kind of advertiser. A small sample of our advertisers, globally and locally. As you can see, we have a lot of Saudi advertisers that we work with, like Neom, we have وزارة الرياضة, هيئة الترفيه, STC, Mobile, Zain, and we continue to do so and contribute to their success in the kingdom and also in their international and export markets. So now that we talked about ALEPH, who we are, what we do, I would like to ask you a quick question. Does anyone know when was the first clickable ad appear? Anyone? Just a date, a year? Show of hands. No one? 78? A little higher. Anyone? Who said 94? Perfect. So the first clickable ad appeared on October 27th, 1994. She deserves a gift, Rami. Thank you. The first clickable ad was an AT&T ad, which is a big American telecom company, which asked users, have you ever clicked your mouse right here with an arrow? And users were clicking for the first time ever on a digital ad banner. 1994 may seem like a long ago, but trust me, advertising has been there for a much longer time. Let's check the evolution of advertising through this video.
And now, the history of advertising in 60 seconds. Advertising is as old as the human condition, but branded, product-based ads didn't show up until the 18th century when print advertising became the norm. In the 1800s, we got the first billboards and ad agencies began to set up shop. In 1891, companies like Kodak began selling their brand, not just their product. Then, in 1908, new companies like Ford staged flashy publicity events and pioneered the art of looking cool. The soap opera was born when soap companies discovered the popularity of radio dramas among women when they did their housework.
By the makers of Lux toilet soap.
Bulova watches made the first television commercial. It cost $9. And when psychologists got involved in the 1960s, focus groups transformed the industry into a calculated science. The tactics got a lot less predictable, and the budgets got a lot bigger. Enter the internet. Even though it looked like this and sounded like, advertisers were eager to engage the growing network of more than 5 million users. By the year 2000, ads were appearing alongside search results, driven by consumer interests. Now, advertising is just part of the conversation. For the first time in history, consumers are able to choose the ads they see based on their own taste, and brands are working with publishers to create content. It's a whole new world. Welcome to modern advertising.
Modern advertising. So today, what is the ecosystem of modern advertising? I'm sure many of you are going to graduate and land somewhere here. So it's either on the publisher side, or on the supplier side, or on the agency, or on actually the client or the brand or the advertiser side. So how does this ecosystem work? So it all starts with the advertiser or the brand. The brand, and I'm going to give STC as an example, thinks of promoting a message. So there's this new technology for STC, let's call it 6G. And they want to promote 6G. So what do? They employ 2 agencies of records. 1, a media agency, and 2, a creative agency. So what is the job of the creative agency? Is just to work on the messaging, to produce the ad, to produce the social media assets, and so on and so forth. And what's the role of the media agency is to take those assets and those messaging and promote it strategically. How do they promote it? Where do they promote it? When do they promote it? This is up to the media agency and their strategic team and planning and buying team. So the media agency now, with the assets that they have, they reach out to the supplier, which is us, the media representation. So ALEPH takes the brief from the media agency. They look at the brief. The brief includes what's the duration of the campaign, what is the objective of the brand, what is the DNA of the brand, what are we trying to, what are we aiming at reaching with this messaging, who is our target audience, and based on those data, we recommend a publisher. So if it's a music associated campaign, what do we recommend out of these logos? Exactly. We recommend Spotify. If it's a search campaign, what do we recommend? Google. Exactly. If the client is looking for big, impactful banner, we recommend WeTransfer, which my colleague Rawi will take you through it later. So this is the digital advertising ecosystem. My recommendation for you is to really be careful where to land in this ecosystem, because of course, everywhere you have long hours and everything, but from my experience, I think it's better to land on the client side where you can take care of the, you can be the boss of your own plan. So moving on, now we already talked about the ecosystem of the digital advertising landscape. Let's dive into the ecosystem of ALEPH as a company. So ALEPH has different teams, and those teams work collaboratively together to ensure the success of the company. I work in sales, so the sales is at the core of the company because sales team is the main revenue drivers. So if you have a strong personality, if you know how to sell, at the end of the day, we're all selling something. Every moment of the day. We are a brand. We sell ourselves in the workplace, in the university, in class. We always strive to be better and better. So sales is at the core at the company. It all starts with the business development as a team who's always on the lookout for new business. So take business development as the sports scouts that always scout for new talents or whatever. So business development scout for new platform, new technologies, everything that might contribute in increasing our revenue or growing our portfolio. Then comes the job of the pre-sales or the media solution team. Media solution team is basically the team that sets the sales team for success. So they provide them with packages, for example, buy one, take over, get two for free. They provide them with seasonal decks. So let's say Ramadan is on the door, and we would like some insights on Ramadan and everything. Media solutions have access to GWI and other data providers to include in this deck. And they provide everything to the sales team in order to set them up for success in the market. So whenever we receive the booking order and we land the campaign, it's up to the ad ops or the ad operation team or the campaign management team to manage the campaign by launching it, by optimizing for better results, by sharing reports, doing QBRs, quarterly business reviews with the clients to see where they are and to give them recommendation on next steps. And lastly, the finance team basically pays our salaries. No, joking. So the finance team, after the campaign has finished, they invoice, they make sure we get the revenue, and they send their collection team to collect the revenue. So I think that's it for my part. We're going to get more technical now with Rawi. So I'll give the mic to my colleague.
Thanks, brother. Hello, everyone. All right, thank you, George. Not so much technical, but some definitions here to get you started. In terms of ad creative, what is an ad creative? Sorry about that. So, in terms of what an ad creative is, it's the actual visual, the video, the text, the animation that you get on an ad. In terms of impressions, it's not what we're trying to do here. It's the actual impression that is recorded when a user sees the ad for the first time. Now, these are not unique users, so if the same user sees the ad 15 times, it's 15 impressions. In terms of the frequency, that is the frequency that we set. How many times a user gets to see the ad is something that we can set from our end. And it can be by user, by lifetime, by week, by a certain duration. And the reach. The reach is how much reach you actually get to use. So how much reach does your ad actually have? Do they get to see, does a million people get to see your ad? Is it 10,000 people? How much are you spending? And how much of your target audience is actually going to see this ad? So I have one finger. All right. So once we're done with these definitions, you guys are going to be 50% more knowledgeable than most of the people in the world on digital marketing. Call to action is something else that you would find on the actual creative itself, and this is a request. It's either buy now, download, sign up, get started, read more. It's any one of these things, and this is what we're aiming for once we show the ad. We're aiming to show interest and to actually develop this interest through the users. The landing page is where they would, it's exactly in the name, it's where they would land on after they go to the call to action. So if you press on download now, you get a landing page where they would facilitate this download for you. Cost per meal is actually the core of everything we do in digital marketing. So it's CPM, and you're going to hear this word a lot. And CPM is the pricing model for when an advertiser buys 1,000 impressions. Remember, we said an impression is not 1,000 users, it's just an ad that's seen 1,000 times. And this is usually cheap, it's about $7, and so we're not expecting to just serve 1,000 ads, we're expecting to serve hundreds and hundreds and take the advertiser's money. And then the target audience. The target audience is actually the most important thing, and this is what sets us apart from offline and traditional media. And the target audience here is determined through several factors, which I'm going to take you through later on. And and definitions I mentioned before actually make you now 50% more knowledgeable about digital marketing than the world's population. So congratulations on that. The targeting capabilities I was mentioning about that define the target audience. So how do we actually know who your target audience are? Have you ever clicked on an ad for a shoe by mistake and then everything you get are shoe ads? That's what in-market activities are for, and we apologize for that. It's our tech team that actually does this. And this is how we define it. You were actually in the mic. Thank you for that. Did you guys want me to repeat from the beginning? I'm joking. I wasn't good. And so this is how we define who your audiences are. And in terms of age and gender, we also have this data and the location. So if my product is only to sell in Saudi Arabia, I don't want it to target any other market. If it's only in Riyadh, I can focus on that specifically. In terms of the device, so if I know that through analytics, I know that mainly iOS users or iPhone users are the ones that convert, this is where I would target. If I am Zain and I only want to target users from STC and I want them to convert, I can also do that. So I can target by device, by carrier, by operating system. It's all for me. Day parting is actually very interesting. This is the analytics giving me some data telling me that I have from 5 to 7 p.m., for example, this is where most of my users will engage, and this is where I get the highest engagement. So what this allows me to do is I can focus my budgets on that time of day, and I can only serve my ads in that specific time of day. Contextual targeting is targeting based on keywords. Listing behavior is not what you think. It's not if you're talking to your friend about a shoe and then you get shoe ads. We don't do that. Our tech team does that. I'm joking. No, listing behavior is actually something my colleague is going to tell you more about through Spotify. And then behavior, this is based on your interests, your actions, what you've done online, and the installed apps that you have on your phone as well. So this is appographic targeting. And this will give us an idea of who you are, what you do, what you like, if you're a driver, if you're a mother, everything basically about you. Now you're 65% more knowledgeable in digital marketing than the rest of the world's population. So why choose online marketing? Why go with online versus offline? Mainly because of the measurable results that you get. So on online marketing, you can actually measure the results that you get. Unlike the statistics I was giving you about 65% more knowledge, this is all made up. So in terms of the online marketing, this is actually really measurable through real-time analytics. And what this will effectively do is it will give you more, it'll give you a wider reach, it'll give you a more targeted advertising campaign, because you can actually understand through the analytics who you want to target, when you want to target, and everything, and effectively give you more efficient spends. There's minimal wastage on what you're doing through online. Cool. So going back to what my colleague was saying about ALEPH, this ecosystem is divided into 3 parts. So we have the digital media representation parts, which is what we do. So George and Hambash represent Spotify. We represent TikTok, Digital Turbine, Warner Music, Twitter, we transfer. And then on the second part of things, we use ad tech. So this ad tech through Google, through Adobe, through Apple Search, through Amazon Ads, this is the technology that allows us to serve these ads on these platforms. And then the data providers, it allows us to gather data on interest, on what you guys do, and also apply data layers to target the right target audience and the actual users, and to give you more efficient spends, and for the many, many reasons that we do. All right, now just to tell you more about this, I'm going to let a video play on WeTransfer, and then on Digital Turbine. It's basically going to focus on attention, and kindly pay attention. All right, so the volume was one way to get you to pay attention, and we should have done that earlier. Just a quick show of hands. Who uses WeTransfer? All right. So this is a file transferring service. It's free, and it hosts the biggest canvas online for advertising as well. Next up is our platform, Digital Turbine. Again, show of hands. Who's ever played a game on their mobile ever before? Good. So you know the annoying ads that pop up when you're playing? Yeah, that's not us. It's not. These are, you'd only get rewarded zones through Digital Turbine. So you'd only get the ads that are user initiated and you would get a reward on. I'm going to explain later on, but this video is going to do it so much better. Usually plays faster.
Digital Turbine is the leading mobile growth platform with global offices in more than 30 countries. We are ranked #2 in market share outside Google across the top 500 apps globally and have more than 1.2 billion unique users with 80,000 direct app integrations. We help brands reach and engage this massive global audience when they're more receptive to advertising. What makes them more receptive? They are using apps in their downtime, and the ads are shown when consumers are more likely to choose to listen. In these moments, we captivate your audience with advertising that's preloaded for crystal clear video and is full screen with sound on for maximum impact. When consumers are more receptive, you'll get their attention. And according to research done by Lumen, a leading advertising testing company, Digital Turbine's video advertising receives an average of 22 seconds of attention, far better than all other popular channels. And our award-winning creative studio offers innovative solutions to turn attention into engagement, with interactive experiences that drive tailor-made actions which represent your brand best. Through tapping, swiping, or gamification. We've been creating great success for leading brands all around the world and know your audience very well. Let us drive the results you want. Knowing that mobile gamers are everywhere, DT can help you reach your users with various kinds of targeting options, including DCO-based weather, ISP, location, and day-parting targeting. We deliver ads in fraud-free and brand-safe environments verified by DV, IAS, and Moat, with a vast range of compliant inventory, including COPA-compliant and LDA-compliant impressions. We can also measure brand lift metrics such as ad recall, purchase intent, and many more by partnering with Nielsen and Kantar. Powerful results you can trust. Make the most out of mobile.
All right, perfect. And then finally, one more platform, which is Spotify, my favorite to go to. But before that, I just want to kindly test your attention. So you have 15 seconds, and if you guys want to engage, so you have 15 seconds to count how many times you see the letter F in the sentence that's coming. I'm not going to read you guys the sentence, so you guys have to read it yourself. Can you please stand 15 seconds, sir? And you guys good to go? Fs did you guys see? Show of hands, guys. How many counted 3 Fs? How many counted 4? Good. How many counted 5? How many counted 6? You guys counted 6? Okay, you guys get a prize.
Majority counted 6.
Yeah, yeah. Good for you. So actually there's 6 Fs. And honestly, you guys are really smart. When I first got it, I was doing this and I counted 3, and the answer here was going to be easy, 4. So there's like 7. So, so guys, please make yourselves known to the gentleman in the white t-shirt. He's in the white shirt. He'll give you guys a prize. Prizes. Thank you, mate. Good. Alright, cool. And then one more video on Spotify just to give you guys a break from my voice, and then we'll come back to it.
Imagine your life without music. Actually, don't do that. Music is something we just need. And with Spotify, music is always there. To hype us up, to calm us down, to soundtrack our sword fights. Spotify lets you make every moment better with music, and it stays with you all day long. That's why our playlists always seem to just get you, because the more you listen, the smarter our personalization gets. It's how we help people discover their new favorite songs and soundtrack their daily moments. Brands get to be a part of those moments too, reaching the right people in the right context. There's a reason millions of people trust us to understand them. It's because Spotify sounds like you, and everyone moves to a different beat.
Alright, thank you Spotify for all the effort.
Thank you, Rob.
Alright guys, tell you more about the creatives. We've been telling you about the data and the gathering and the attention. So how do we actually get this attention to be delivered? So for example, on WeTransfer, this is an ad for Saudi tourism. And WeTransfer by default is a single ad placement platform. You don't have more than one ad at a time, sir. And the ad itself, I don't know why it's taking so long to load. Our service is much faster than the connection. But usually, so the one thing we wanted to identify for Saudi tourism is what destination is most appealing to the users, and what's creative and what's design is actually the most creative to the users. So I'm going to play this again. All right. And so we were able to do this by having an interactive carousel. So so wherever the user hovers their mouse over the different boxes, they would get a different image, and then this image, if they clicked on it, would give them different data. So for example, the temperature there, things to do, the locations, the smartest things. And this is how we were able to have another campaign with Saudi tourism that's more focused on only the destinations that appeal to specific users at specific times. And then next up is Digital Turbine. This is actually one of the coolest platforms. Forgive me. This is actually one of the coolest platforms we have. I love what they do and how they're actually able to gather data in a very subtle way. Again, remember, this is all rewarded video zone, so I'm going to show you how this works really quick. I'm going to have to pause at one point. Alright, so this again, sorry about this, guys. Okay, so you die, you get the choice to watch a video, to continue, to live on, to get a life, to live on. after this video is done, after the ad is done, you as a user, you have the right to avail your rewards. You can press X and you go back and continue your game and you live on. However, one way of identifying if the ad actually appealed to the user, if this is the right user for this ad, is to understand if they engaged after they could have taken the reward and lived their lives. So what Red Bull Mobile here are trying to do is they're trying to showcase their different plans and the different offers that they have in Saudi Arabia, and they're a new brand to launch in the market. So you checked out the plans, you saw the prices, and now they want to give you more rewards. So they're asking you to play a game within the game within the app that you actually have. Fair, if a user lasted this long, that means they're really interested in Red Bull Mobile. And like I said, we can target them through the service provider, so we can know what kind of package they have. If they have a postpaid, a prepaid, an eSIM, and then we can actually retarget them with specific ads just for them. And this is the part where it gets annoying. We bombard them from Spotify, from WeTransfer, anywhere they go within our ecosystem. They're going to get the ads until we convert and we show success to the advertisers. In a very nice way, though, not annoying. Cool, guys, you've been amazing. This is my last slide. I'm going to hand over the mic to So there are two more creative ads for Spotify, but he's going to do a much better job at telling us. He's the expert here. Thanks, Mohammed.
Thank you, Ravi. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Mohammed Hambash. I've been looking after Spotify within ALEPH for the last 2 or more or less years, and within these years I have personally seen Spotify evolving in terms of the audio content and reaching to connecting brands to their favorite audience or targeted audience on the platform. Since 2006, since the first time we have seen Spotify came to life, Spotify have been every year creating more let's say creative way of user engagement on the platform. And from 2015, when we ever started taking brands on the platform, putting their campaigns on Spotify, we have seen Spotify not only being just to serve regular audio, which is the audio that you must hear on every other platform, but we have been also doing, we have taken it not only to the next level, but I would say at least 6 more levels, which we don't only serve the regular audio ad, but we do only serve, we also serve the 3D audio, which in which you will hear the sound coming from right and left. And from last year as well, we have started delivering the 8D audio experience, in which the sound comes from back, front, up and down, everywhere. And with the cool technologies now that we have in terms of headphones, the sound system and new modern cars have really helped us delivering more 8D and 3D audios within Spotify as well. So just to give you an example here, this is a 3D audio, in which if you play this audio on your car or gaming while playing, you will hear the sound coming from right and left.
لقد اكتشفنا درجات قرمشة خيالية. لقد اكتشفنا طعم خيالي مرة. دوريتوس 3D كرانش جديد. اكتشف بعد جديد للقرمشة.
Also, there is more than the audio itself on how much is Spotify is creative now within our ad formats. Delivery from connecting brands to their targeted audience, which also is the API, in which any brand that want to start a campaign on Spotify, they can also create a microsite in which we will move the user from Spotify to that microsite to have an amazing experience that it's different from a user to another one. Basically, just to give a fast explain about it, it's Spotify start when a user click on the ad, Spotify start analyzing your streaming behavior, whether you are listening. Some people listen more to Shaylat, or some people are listening more to K-pop music. So this microsite start analyze your behavior on Spotify, in which he creates a personalized experience and results. So this is absolutely different experience and results from a user to another one. So here comes the experience. You click on Ibda Al-An or Start Now, in which here the microsite start analyzing your streaming behavior on the platform. Also, you get the opportunity to change the results as well. So you can choose rather an Natija, or you can change. Also, you can maybe change on the results as well. It also changes how distinguished you are on the platform. At the last, you have two options, whether it's to read more about this brand product on the platform that they are promoting, or also the brand itself is suggesting more playlist to you that is provided and delivered by the brand itself. So it's an amazing way of not just only surfing ads, but also engaging with the user with a different experience from a user to another one. Now, of course, after the presentation, I will be here and available at your disposal. If anyone interested more about Spotify, he wants to know more, I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. In the meanwhile, I'll be moving to our VP of Marcom, Rami Riyadh, and one of my favorite persons in ALEPH, of course.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We're very proud of our local team. We've been operating in Saudi for the past 20 years. We've been here. We have an office in the country for the past 20 years, and opening a regional office very soon with the Royal Commission of Riyadh City. We have more than 30 Saudi nationals working in our office right now. So it's a big office. I want to tell you about, first I want to, of course, thank George, Rahmi, thank you very much. Rawi, thank you very much. Hambash, thank you very much for your time. I want to thank everyone here. I'm so excited to find like a really full hall with you guys smiling, eager, answering questions, and smiling and laughing at jokes. So that was very interesting. Let me just give you a quick background. The reason we're here and the reason we're having this digital day is because of a partnership that we did as ALEPH with Prince Sultan University. Thanks to the efforts of Engineer Ibrahim and Dr. Fatima, that we are now partners together, PSU and ALEPH. And what does this partnership mean? This partnership means, number one, we're going to have a lot of those digital days. We'll come and present about platforms and let you know about platforms. Hopefully next time we'll have a whole deep dive in a session about X or Twitter. I know Elon says it's X, but everyone still says Twitter, so he can do whatever he wants. He's the CEO. Also, one of the things we'll be doing is launching that platform with you. So everything you learned today in the presentation, you can learn online for free in 4 languages. And this is what we're doing with you. So we have a platform called digitaladexpert.com. After the session today, material and marketing material will be sent by the university to all of you to tell you about this platform so that you can basically log on that platform and register and join. Digitaladexpert.com has a digital ad certificate that you can take. It's your self-paced, or you can take in 3 months. It covers more than 30 platforms, and it covers everything about marketing. So marketing planning, creative, platforms, audience targeting, everything. It's all for free. And it also has, so one of the tracks is the digital ad certificate, and another track is the digital ad courses. So that's more than 30 courses for 30 different platforms. So there's a course for WeTransfer, there's a course for X, there's a course for, which is Twitter, there's a course for Spotify, there's a course for Digital Turbine. You can go on that platform and either go for the digital certificate that gives you everything, Or you can go for a specific course. For example, your parents are launching a business and they're launching a campaign on Twitter. Go and get information about X. You are my son, you have to do it. So, or you are my daughter, you have to do it. You can do that. You can just go on Digital Ad Expert and get the X Twitter Flight School or the X training, advertising training, and you're an X expert advertiser. And we help you, you go get the badge from Twitter as well. So you will have a Twitter Flight School badge, and we help you get that badge so that you're certified from Twitter as well. This is what's happening. The reason we're here, like I said, we have a partnership together, PSU and ALEPH. We will be giving more digital days. We are launching this platform for you for free, like I said. It's available in 4 languages, English, Arabic, French, and Spanish. Habla español. So it's there as well. At the end of the certificate, of course, there are workshops, master classes. We invite experts from all over the world to give you sessions on the platform. You have coaches that are helping you throughout your education journey on the platform. And at the end of the journey, you get a certificate from us and a co-branded certificate with PSU as well. It has a lot of communication engagement. I'm sure you guys know now, business is not post-COVID, after the COVID, business is not done the usual way it was done before. So we have to come and meet face-to-face and have talks and have meetings. It's not happening like this anymore. It's happening online. Most of the meetings, most of the interactions are happening online through Skype, Google Meet, Zoom, Microsoft Teams, you name it. The platforms are numerous. And this is one of the things you learn on the platform. I've read something the past couple of days, and it's making a lot of sense to me. 80% of your success in life will depend on your attitude and your relationship with people. And you do business, and when you discuss business, education, everything, every walk in life, it's about dealing with people. And with this diverse world, and with this big, what we call a small village now, the world, it's about knowing people from different cultures, different backgrounds. It's about coming together, understanding each other, and working together. And this is one of the things you can do it on the platform as well. When you get on Digital Ad Expert, you will be in cohorts and classes with people from 130 countries around the world. You will be engaging online with these people. You will be in breakout sessions with your coaches, with your colleagues, discussing and having hands-on experience about digital advertising, where you learn more. And one of the #1 things that will help you in business is your contacts. So for example, I have something in Saudi I want to know. I'll just pick up the phone. Okay, I know somebody in this place who can help me get this going or get me a piece of information and so on. So networking again and having contacts all over the world will help your career a lot. And this is one of the things we do on the platform. And it's not just about the digital advertising of it. It's about learning how business is done. It's about engaging with other people. It's about networking. And it's about a lot. These are the numbers. We have certified more than 300,000 people around the world. We have more than 800,000 people on the platform learning as we speak. And we have certified more than 300,000 people in 130 countries around the world. Our Net Promoter Score is 73. I'm sure marketeers in the room know what an NPS is or a Net Promoter Score is. A Net Promoter Score of 73 implies that everyone is a promoter of the platform. They like it, and they give it a rate between 7 and 9. Our final quiz for the day. ALEPH's Digital Ad Expert program has graduated more than 300,000 students around the world. Is this right or wrong? True. Okay. Thank you very much. We're all here for another hour. If you want to have a one-on-one, we're here for another hour from 1 to 2 for breakout session. If anybody wants to meet with us, ask us about anything, discuss anything, we're more than happy to help and meet with you guys. Again, thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Fatima. Thank you, Engineer Ibrahim, for the opportunity and for the partnership. Thank you, PSU. We love you.
A big thank you to Mr. George Rahm, Mr. Rawi Malak, Mr. Muhammad Hanbash, and of course, Mr. Rami Riyad for taking the time to come up on stage and share some truly valuable information with us. Your insights into the digital media landscape has given all of us a new perspective on the industry and inspired the next generation of digital marketers. Let's give them a big round of applause. Finally, I would also like to extend a special thanks to the Digital Academy and the Continuing Education Center for making this event a huge success and shaping the future of digital education. Thank you.